Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today I'm going to explain some difficult numbers of the exercises. Pages 385 up to 411 from Understanding and Using English Grammar, 3rd edition, written by Azar. Exercise 3 number 5 and 6, pages 386 up to 387. The material is about using because of and due to. The direction: using the ideas given in parentheses, complete the sentences. Number 1 is the example. Because of blah blah, all of the children in our family have received the best of everything. The idea in parentheses is our parents are generous. Remember, for because of, it must be followed by a phrase, not a clause. After because of must be a phrase. So from the idea our parents are generous, this idea must be changed into a phrase. How to change a clause our parents are generous into a phrase? There are many possibilities. You may use a possessive noun by giving apostrophe s for singular noun, only apostrophe for plural noun with s. Because of our parents' generosity, all of the children in our family have received the best of everything. So from a clause our parents are generous, a phrase can be made from it, like our parents' generosity. So from our parents are generous, the phrase becomes our parents' generosity. Okay, now we come to number 5. It was noisy in the next apartment is the idea given. I couldn't get to sleep last night because of blah blah. So from the idea, it was noisy in the next apartment, it must be changed into a phrase because there is a phrasal preposition because of. I couldn't get to sleep last night because of blah blah blah. After because of must be a phrase. So from the idea in the form of a clause, it was noisy in the next apartment, it must be changed into a phrase like the noise in the next apartment. So I couldn't get to sleep last night because of the noise in the next apartment. Okay, number 6. Circumstances are beyond my control. Due to blah blah, I regret to say that I cannot be present at your daughter's wedding. After due to, similar to because of, due to is a phrasal preposition. After due to, it must be followed by a phrase, not a clause. Based on the idea given for number 6, that is in the form of a clause, it must be changed into a phrase like due to circumstances that are beyond my control, I regret to say that I cannot be present at your daughter's wedding. Due to circumstances that are beyond my control is actually an adjective clause describing circumstances. It is already correct, but if you drop the relative clause and to be, it's okay. Due to circumstances beyond my control, I regret to say that I cannot be present at your daughter's wedding. Next exercise, using so that. So that is different from so. So that is a subordinate conjunction. But so, it can be a coordinating conjunction. So that connects between subclause and main clause, but so connects between two independent clauses. For punctuation, so that is placed between two clauses, dependent and independent clauses. Or main clause and subclause. And we do not need to put any comma between two clauses or before so that. But for coordinating conjunction, so you must put a comma before it. Have a look at the direction. Combine the ideas by using so that. That in this case is placed in the bracket, meaning that it can be dropped. But actually so, for this exercise, is a subordinating conjunction. Have a look at the example. Please turn down the radio. I want to be able to get to sleep. Have a look at the tenses. The first and the second sentences use simple present. So for ability or possibility in the present time, we can use can. So the answer can be, please turn down the radio so that I can go to sleep. Why can? Because it is the possibility or the ability in the present time. Number 2, my wife turned down the radio. I wanted to be able to get to sleep. Have a look at the tenses that are used in the two sentences. They are simple past. So the ability or the possibility in the past time must be in the form of could. My wife turned down the radio so that I could get to sleep. The ability in the past. Okay, number 3. Put the milk in the refrigerator. Want to make sure it won't or doesn't spoil. Have a look at the tenses. The tenses that are used in the two sentences are simple present. So the answer will be put the milk in the refrigerator so that it won't or doesn't spoil. So will not or does not is used. I put the milk in the refrigerator. I wanted to make sure it didn't spoil. Have a look at the tenses first. The tenses that are used are simple past. So the possibility, the ability, or the prediction in the past time is showed by using would. I put the milk in the refrigerator so that it wouldn't spoil. Now we come to number 9. Anne and Larry have a 6-year-old child. Tonight they are going to hire a babysitter. They want to be able to go out with some friends. How to combine it by using so that. Find out the relationship, cause and effect. Okay, the cause is tonight Anne and Larry are going to hire a babysitter for their 6-year-old child so that they can go out with some friends. For number 9, the tenses that are used are present tense. So the ability in the present time is should by can. Number 10, last week Anne and Larry hired a babysitter. They wanted to be able to go to a dinner party at the home of Larry's boss. Have a look at the tenses that are used in the sentences. It is past tense. So the ability, the possibility, the prediction in the past time is showed by could instead of can. Last week, Anne and Larry hired a babysitter so that they could go to a dinner party at the home of Larry's boss. The next exercise, using so that. Complete the sentences with your own words. Relationship between clauses that are connected by so that is purpose. Have a look at the examples. Sam took lots of pictures on his vacation so that he could show us where he had been. Have a look at the tenses. Have a look at the tenses that are used. It is simple past, so could must be used. Blah blah so that I could see better, because the structure is in the form of simple past, so the answer will be I moved to the front of the room so that I could see better. Number 6 and number 7. I'm taking a bus instead of flying so that blah blah. Because the structure is still in the form of present continuous, I am taking a bus instead of flying so that blah blah. So the model that can be used as can. I can see more of the countryside, for example. Number 7, blah blah so that I could tell him the news in person. Number 7, for example, I texted him privately so that I could tell him the news in person. The next, exercise 23, showing direct contrast. Direction, create sentences with the same meaning by using however or on the other hand. Punctuate carefully. Florida has a warm climate, whereas Alaska has cold climate. Whereas is a subordinate conjunction. However and on the other hand are conjunctive adverbs. So the punctuation will be various. There are some possibilities. For example, if we use however, Florida has a warm climate, full stop, however, with capital letter H, however, Alaska has a cold climate, full stop. Then the second possibility, Florida has a warm climate, full stop, Alaska, however, has a cold climate. And the third, Florida has a warm climate, full stop, Alaska has a cold climate, however, full stop. The punctuation is the same for on the other hand. Instead of using full stop after climate, Florida has a warm climate, you can use also semicolon. But after semicolon, make sure that the letter is not a capital letter but small letter. Except for proper names like the name of a country, the name of a city, the name of a person, the name of a building. Because Alaska is the name of a city, you must use capital letter A. But if not, you must use small letter after semicolon. Next, exercise 24, showing direct contrast. Complete the sentences with your own words. Number 1 is 10 for you as an example. Some people really enjoy swimming while others are afraid of water. So it is a direct contrast by using while. While is subordinate conjunction. Number 2, in the United States, people drive on the right-hand side of the road. However, people in Indonesia drive on the left-hand side of the road. However, conjunctive adverbs, showing direct contrast. And the next exercise, showing cause and effect and contrast. Complete the sentences using the words and phrases below in the box. There may be more than one possible completion. Add any necessary punctuation and capitalization. The one is done for you. It was cold and wet. Full stop, nevertheless, Bob put on his swimming suit and went to the beach. Nevertheless. Full stop, nevertheless, by using capital letter for N, the first word of nevertheless. Number 8. Garlic was believed in ancient Rome to make people courageous. Blah blah. Roman soldiers a large quantities of it before a battle. Have a look at the two clauses and find out the relationship. Because the relationship is cause-effect relationship, so therefore is the best answer. Full stop, therefore, Roman soldiers a large quantities of it before a battle. Number 9. I usually enjoy attending amateur productions in small community theater. The play we attended last night, blah blah, was so bad that I wanted to leave after the first act. Have a look at the sentences, find out the relationship between sentences, because the relationship is contrast. However, is the best answer. I usually enjoy attending a major production in small community theater. The play we attended last night, however, was so bad that I wanted to leave after the first act. Exercise 27. Using otherwise and or else. Number 1 is done for you. Have a look at the direction first. Create sentences with the same meaning by using otherwise or else. Number 1. If I don't call my mother, she will start worrying about me. I'm going to, should, or had better, have to, or must call my mother, full stop, otherwise, she will start worrying about me. So in this case, otherwise is used. Before otherwise, there is a full stop, and don't forget to use capital letter for O, and after otherwise, you must use a comma. Number 7. Only if you speak both Japanese and Chinese fluently will you be considered for that job. Don't forget, if you use only if in the beginning of a sentence, you must invert between subject and verb in the main clause. Only if you speak both Japanese and Chinese fluently will you be considered for that job. Not you will be, but will you be considered for that job. Don't forget to use the inverted subject and verb if. Only if is placed in the beginning of a sentence. For number 7, the answer will be you should or had better, have to, or must speak both Japanese and Chinese fluently, full stop, otherwise, you will not be considered for that job. The next exercise 29, number 12, 15, 16, and 18. Have a look at the direction first. Using the two ideas of to study and to pass or fail the exam, complete the sentences. Punctuate and capitalize correctly. Number 1 is done for you because I did not study, I failed the exam. Cause and effect relationship. Now we come to number 12. I must study, full stop, otherwise, with capital letter of O, otherwise, I fail the exam. Okay, number 15. I did not study, full stop, nonetheless, with capital letter of N, I passed the exam. Contrast relationship. Number 16. I will probably fail the test whether I study or not. Whether or not I study. Number 18. I have to study so that I pass the exam. Or I will not fail the exam. Next exercise 30. Summary of connectives. Direction using the ideas of to be hungry or not to be hungry and to eat breakfast or not to eat breakfast. Complete the following, punctuate and capitalize correctly. Number 7. I was hungry this morning, nevertheless, blah blah blah. I was hungry this morning, full stop, nevertheless, with capital letter for N, I didn't eat breakfast. Number 10. I ate breakfast this morning even though I was not hungry. Number 15. I never eat breakfast unless I am hungry. Unless means if not. I never eat breakfast unless I am hungry. Or if I am not hungry. Unless means if not. I never eat breakfast unless I am hungry. Unless means if not. Number 16. I always eat breakfast whether or not I am hungry. Okay. Exercise 35. Okay, directly to the answer. The common cold, which is the most widespread of all diseases, comma continues to plague humanity despite the efforts of scientists to find its prevention and cure. Before which, there is a comma because we already know what common cold is. So it is already clear. Which blah 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 is only additional information. That's why, in this case, a comma is used. Even though, don't forget to give a space between even and though. Even though colds are minor illness, comma, why comma? Because even though blah 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 is a subclause, when subclause or adverb clause specifically comes in the beginning of a sentence, you must add comma between subclause and main clause. Even though colds are minor illnesses, they are one of the principal causes of absence from school and work. Full stop. People of all ages get colds, but children and adults who live with children get them the most. Don't forget to give a comma before but because but is a coordinate conjunction. Before coordinate conjunction must be preceded by a comma. And then after the most must be a full stop. Colds can be dangerous for elderly people because they can lead to other infection. Cold with capital letter of C, and there is an adverb clause because blah blah blah. Because blah 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 comes after the main clause, so there is no comma. Then after infection, we must have a period. Have had 3 colds so far this year, full stop. Ate the right kinds of food, comma, get enough rest, comma, and exercise regularly. Full stop. Nevertheless, with capital letter of N, and after nevertheless, there is a comma. I still get at least 1 cold a year. Full stop. That is the right punctuation of number 5. The next exercise is exercise 38, number 1. Direction. These passages are taken from student writing. You are the editor. For these students, rewrite the passages correcting error and making whatever revision and phrasing of vocabulary you feel will help the writer say what they intended to say. Example. My idea of the most important thing in life, it is to be healthy, because the person cannot enjoy life without health. In my opinion, the most important thing in life is good health, for a person cannot enjoy life fully without it. That is the best answer. But there are many possible answers. You may have different answer, but as long as you have a reason and the reasons are correct, it is correct. Number 1, we went shopping after dinner, but the stores are closed. We had to go back home even we hadn't found what were we looking for. Okay. We went shopping after eating dinner. Because there is no subject, you must have after eating dinner. We went shopping after eating dinner, comma, but the stores were closed, full stop. Those 2 sentences become only one compound sentence. Before but, you must put a comma. We had to go back home even though, must be added by though after even. Don't forget to give a space between even and though. Even though we hadn't found what we were looking for. Not were we looking for, but what we were looking for. Because it is not a question. It is a noun clause introduced by what. After what must be in the form of affirmative, not question. Okay, thanks. That's it. My explanation about the difficult numbers of some exercises related to the materials about connectives. Don't forget to study, keep safe and healthy. Thank you for your nice attention. Wait for the next video. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.